You have a kind master, eh, Mutt?
Whoa, whoa.
Christ, man, you stink to high heaven.
That's not possible, sir. I washed just this morning.
God be with you. What do you need?
How is life in Grund, Father?
There is divine peace here. It's probably because we're far enough away from the hustle and bustle of the city. The locals are hard-working, and they come faithfully to Mass and to confession. I couldn't wish for a better parish.
I'm glad to hear it.
Aye, aye, sometimes someone gets into a scrap in the tavern. But I reckon that happens everywhere. It might actually be a good thing. God be with you.
Praise be Jesus Christ.
Now and forever.
Excuse me, are you Behuta by any chance?
That's right, I am. If you're here to right old wrongs, be my guest. God knows I deserve it.
I don't need to right any wrongs. The devil sent me to see if you would rejoin his band.
He is free, and he still hasn't learned. Anyway, tell him I'm definitely not going back to that life.
Why don't you want to go back?
I want to reform myself, to redeem myself before the Lord God, and to earn his absolution. There is no way to do that if I am with the devil.
I'd like to find the rest of the devil's pack. Do you know anything about any of them?
Just Ranyek. It has been a few days since he was here.
What did he want from you?
He was begging me for some coin. He said he had a game in Pshitoki, and that he would definitely win this time. As always.
Ranyek still hasn't given up dice, eh?
That fella will never learn, and he's already lost everything. He won a really nice bow once, and he's had nothing but bad luck ever since.
Do you know where I could find him now?
Last time he told me he had a game arranged in Pshitoki. Maybe he's still there.
Thanks. Hopefully I'll find him there. I'll be on my way. I probably won't convince you anyway.
Hold on. While you're here, we can pray for the devil's soul together. God knows he needs it badly.
We can, though I don't know if it'll help anything.
Every soul can be reformed if it so desires and sincerely repents of its sins. Look at me. I used to kill, drink, spend nights with whores, but I learned that it was the wrong way, and now I'm trying to make amends.
Why all of a sudden?
Come pray with me and I'll tell you. Hey, how did you get involved with the devil anyway?
By accident. It was thanks to Jan Žižka.
So, you know Žižka too. Where from?
It's a long story. But if you came to the Devil's Den, I'll tell you all about it over a beer.
Nice try, lad, but I'm staying away from the drink. It's just not worth it. What do you think of the devil anyway?
I trust Žižka to know what he's doing. He knows the devil pretty well.
Žižka is slightly less of a bastard than the devil. I don't know how he can stand him. The ends justify the means, I suppose. When your neck is on the line, you'd better be sure those two bastards are worth it.
Where did you say you wanted to pray?
At my brother's grave. Well, here we are.
Is that Slavek's grave?
You know my brother's name?
Aye. Kubienka told me about you both.
Aye, we were in the band together, but the priest was kind enough to let me bury him here.
Was that important to you?
It was. When Slavik was killed and the band broke up, I didn't know what to do. Father Havel put a roof over my head and showed me a completely different life than I had known before then. Together with my brother, I buried my past here, and vowed over his grave that I would never harm another living soul.
This is where you want to pray for the devil?
Here is where I found reconciliation and peace of mind. Where else should I pray for the devil to find his own?
Why did you decide to leave everything behind and start a new life here?
Because of my brother. I was with him in his last moments. He was completely overcome with horror. I never thought he could be so scared.
But you must have been used to seeing death.
He did not fear death, but what comes next? He knew the kind of life he had led, and everything he was responsible for. Now he's paying for it. It may be foolish, but I believe that if I reform myself before the Lord God, he might forgive Slavik too.
Don't you want to help the devil?
That's not up to me. He has to help himself. I can only pray for him.
Well, that's not going to help him much. He needs you, not your prayers.
I can give him nothing more than a sincere prayer.
You can tell yourself all you want that you're a better person now, but you can't change your past. Once a thug and a drunk, always a thug and a drunk. You're no saint, so drop the act. Or do you think God doesn't know? I bet he can't even hear your prayers.
I was a murderer. So what? But I have admitted my faults, repented, and now I'm hoping for forgiveness. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
See? That's enough now. We're here to pray. So pray, or I'll kick your teeth in.
Oh. Aye, all right. Let's pray for him together then.
Yes, that would be best. Aye, but it's Latin, so listen carefully and repeat after me. Pater Noster, qui is in careless, sanctificator, or no man's tomb. Adventure ad rectum to whom, fet voluminous to her, seek it, inhale it, enter her. Your turn now.
You're saying it wrong. Listen. It goes like this. Pater Noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum. Adveniat regnum tuum. Fiat voluntas tua. Sicut in cielo et in terra.
All right, I know the rest. Panem most room. Quote idi.
Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimite nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo.
Amen. I know it too. That's all I can do for the devil, so you'd better get going now, eh?
Was kann ich dir heute Morgen anbieten?
Show me your...
Wie schade, mein Herr.
This bloody war's all we need. Our fields are ravaged, our barns are empty, all our ale's gone, and the women folk are pissed off. Aye, and Sigismund's lounging about in the monastery, shagging the nuns while we suffer.
No delays, nice weather. But I've got to say, it's a scary place out there.
Nothing but footpads and rubble today. I keep saying this country needs a firm hand. I saw that firm hand. That's bloody awful.
It's a strange war.
A strange and fucked up.
Save your whistling for the cows, you lout.
Whoa!
Stand around and listen. I have to warn you about the greatest evil and danger on God's earth. Men's cruelty and wickedness. You may say that God
Harder. I can hardly feel it.
Well, I'll be... BARA! What are you doing here?
So it is you. What a coincidence. Can you believe I run the baths? I own this place.
I'm glad to see you healthy and in one piece.
And how else should I be?
Let's not get into it. I'm just glad you're all right. And doing well. Somebody up there must like you a lot.
And you as well. It looks like you've also done well since we last met. And since you're already here, would you like to bathe?
So how are you doing? How's business?
We're starting small. I've only got 2 girls here, but we're doing pretty well.
Well, maybe over time you'll be able to expand the baths.
Don't worry, all in good time. We've already got it figured out. First, I must buy another tent to put a bed in. For now, the innkeeper's letting us use a room, but I'd like to keep an eye on the courting.
And what do you have in mind then? An infirmary?
We'll see. We could use a sawbones, or at least a barber. And if the Lord provides, maybe even a hired hand to cut wood, fetch water, and take care of the guests' horses.
Didn't you say you were headed to the city?
I did, but I didn't last long.
City life didn't live up to your expectations?
Well, let's just say my cousin didn't greet me as enthusiastically as I'd expected. Her husband, on the other hand, was happy as a pig in shit to see me.
And your cousin was jealous?
As a shrew, I quickly came to the conclusion that nothing good awaited me there.
And how did you end up here?
When I was in the city, I heard the baths were cramped, expensive and dirty. So I thought, why not do it like in Jelioff? Have a tavern and baths in one place. I don't know whether Wolfram took liking to me or my idea, but he let me stay. So I got the first tent and tub, and it gradually grew into this. You really don't want to give it a try?
Do I look like I need a bath?
No, that's not what I meant. But if you're not in a rush, don't worry, you won't regret it. Our prices are more than attractive, and my girls have golden hands.
You sound like a real hawker. You nearly convinced me.
So you'll stick around for a while after all?
I'd like to use your services.
What'll it be this time, Henry?
I could use the company of a pretty bath maid.
My girls know how to make a fella happy.
What I really need right now is a little taste of paradise.
Great, but it'll cost you.
Let's talk about the
Certainly.
What would you say?
You must... Excellent. You'll find exactly what you're looking for in my baths.
Don't be afraid to tell me what you want next time. There's no need to be embarrassed. Anyway, now to have a bath.
Coming right up.
It's you! We met on the road. You almost killed me.
Not so loud. I'm sure we can work something out. It's not like that much happened.
All right, then. But don't think I've forgotten what happened. Anyway, what's your name?
Sir Jezek of Holohlavy. And you?
Henry. Ambushing people on the road isn't terribly chivalrous. Wouldn't you be more use in the army?
I'd have to get my horse and armor back first. Without them, I'm useless as a knight.
Someone stole your horse and gear? How?
It's a long story.
No matter. I have time enough.
I made my living through honourable service. Most recently as a mercenary in King Sigismund's service.
Well, the king certainly didn't pay badly. What went wrong?
Our unit was tasked with requisition supplies in Betshwar. That's a village not far from here. Zavish of Garbov, my commander, said the people were starting to cheat the army on supplies. So we were to reweigh and recount everything. And he was right. They were slipping sand into the flour sacks. And they were playing dumb about it. Zavish lost it. And the requisitioning turned into plundering.
Well, it's not pretty. But these people knew what they were up against. If they'd been honest...
Then they'd have nothing left. Wherever the requisitioning unit goes, even the mice starve. I went to Zavish to stop it. What's chivalrous about plundering and killing innocents? In the end, I challenged him to a duel. We wagered our honor, our armor, and our horses.
And you lost it all?
And with it, my place in the army.
Why did you wager everything in the first place? Is it some kind of knightly tradition?
Not always. It's a gesture to show that you really will defend your point of view at all costs.
It was noble of you to stand up for the common folk.
Perhaps. But you see the result. No good deed goes unpunished. Now, I'm trying to get enough coin to get my things back. And you seemed like a skilled fighter. That's why I chose you. If I must do something so despicable as robbing people, then at least they should be capable of defending themselves.
And how much money do you actually need?
Heaven knows. In truth, I don't know if Zavish will speak to me at all, but I have to at least try.
What if I tried to help you? I'll go to your commander and try to convince him to give it all back.
You'd do that for me?
Well, I offered, didn't I? So, where can I find this man?
In Sigismund's camp. His name is Zavish of Garbov. He has a black eagle and 3 yellow stones on his coat of arms. He's got a rather inconspicuous tent above the camp kitchen. Hopefully you'll find it.
And how will I recognize your things? Is your coat of arms on them?
Of course, on my cuirass and on the caparison of my horse Gringolet. It's the same as I have on my shield here. A black raven with a ring in its beak on a yellow ground. If you get my things back from Zavish, come and see me in the tavern in Pshitok. They let me sleep in the hay there.
It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
Are you being cautious?
Welcome.
Hey, where's that beer?
Was wünschst du?
What's going on around here?
Hast du schon das Neueste gehört? I heard they found a dragon nearby.
What? A dragon?
Es ist wahr. Everyone is talking about it. And the priest does not know what to do. Ist völlig ahnungslos. Who knows how things will turn out? Wir dürfen gespannt sein. Und noch etwas. Ein Ritter appeared in Belani, like a noble knight, you know? He calls himself Posey, and is looking for a brave Soldaten for an expedition. He stayed in the Belani Inn. Ich bin sicher, dass du ihn dort finden wirst. And if you're a good craftsman, try asking at the construction site. Krishan was looking for some laborers here recently.
And where might I find this Krishan?
Ist hier in der Festung. In the local fortress. You'll find him easily enough. He is a mountain of a man. Zum Abschluss, I have some advice for you. It isn't easy to talk about this, but you should hear it. A bunch of black guards from the Hungarian camp have occupied an abandoned barn not far from here. They rob and steal. Nothing sacred to them. And they've even killed a couple of people. Most recently, a local herds boy.
What?
He didn't want to give them a sheep, so they killed him and the rest of his flock and all.
That really happened?
Just on the other side of the stream here. Tja, und wer weiß, if they even buried the poor lad. Diese verdammten ungarischen Teufelskerle. Am besten, if you simply keep away from the place.
Why doesn't the local bailiff do anything about them?
Because even though they are certainly deserters, they still wear Hungarian colors, and the people here are scared to death of Sigismund. Und weiß Gott zu Recht. Was möchtest du?
I don't think so.
I'm looking for someone. His name is Raniek, and he carries a nice bow.
That means nothing to me.
And he plays dice. A lot.
Ja, jetzt weiß ich's. Gestern hat sich völlig betrunken. Yesterday we some Pole. They were causing a ruckus until the morning. And I'm still feeling sick.
This drunk Pole, was his name Adder, by any chance?
Ja, Adder. They say there's a whole Geschichte behind it.
Aye, I know it. I'd like to know where he is now.
You should ask the butcher's wife, Eve.
Why should I ask the butcher's wife?
Well, why do you think?
Do I have to make you say it? How does this concern Adder?
It's just some village clutch.
Look, I've heard a lot about Adder. If he was sticking it where he shouldn't have, I'd rather know before some cuckold comes at me with a pitchfork.
Knowing our butcher, you're not far from the truth, glaub mir. Letzte Nacht, Adder suddenly disappeared, just at the same time as the butcher's wife, Eve, did.
She left alone at night?
Leider ja. Her man passed out on the table right there in the inn. What else could she do?
So Adder took the opportunity?
Natürlich.
So where is the local butcher's?
If you go to the village from here, the butcher's Grundstück is the very last one.
I'll go to see her. Maybe she knows something.
You should be careful. The butcher does not like seeing other men around his Eve.
Where can I find this Raniek?
Try asking the man who paid for his losses yesterday.
Was he broke?
He lost a small fortune here yesterday. It looked like he was going to get a nice beating because he lost more than he had. But a bunch of Kerler from Bilani, who also came to play, lent him some coin. I reckon they felt sorry for him.
And do you know where I could find these men from Bilani?
In Bilani, I reckon.
Thanks a lot, I suppose.
Tut mir leid. I can't really think clearly after last night. If I were you, I would ask the Bilani innkeeper. With luck, you will run into them right there.
I should ask the Bilani innkeeper.
Ja, Spieler from all around.
Why would they pay for Raniek? Did they know each other?
I do not think so. Maybe they just felt sorry for him. They played a lot themselves. But you could see that Raniek just could not stop.
I'll be on my way. And thank you.
Nichts zu danken.
I apologize.
I've been hearing that... Sigismund is about to pack his bags and...
Pancake! Greetings to you too.
Good day. What would you like?
I heard that you might need a helping hand with the construction.
Me? Who told you that?
The innkeep in Shitaki. Said you were looking for some men there.
Really? I must have been completely under the table. Hiring men, that's none of my business.
So you don't have any work at all? I could do with a few groschen.
Not much on the construction site, but I might have something for you.
What's involved?
Just, a little deal. Don't tell anyone. But I found a treasure map. It was hidden behind a wall in the cellar of the fortress here. Except it's no good to me. It's got some pictures and some scribbling, but I can't make head nor tail of it. The one thing I figured out is that the treasure is supposed to be buried in some mine shaft or something.
And what's that got to do with me?
Well, you look like a clever sort. If you can figure out the map, then the treasure's yours. I'll be happy to sell it to you.
Well, then at least show it to me first.
Nothing of the sort. If I show it to you, you'll remember it and snatch my treasure.
Fine. What do you want for it?
For your mother to cook me a goose and scratch my back. What do you think? Money.
Oh, that's fucking expensive. But still, I'll take it.
Excellent. And don't worry, once you find that buried pot of gold, a handful of groschen will be well worth it.
I hope so.
So I went to see my brother.
And?
To talk about the inheritance.
But your father's still alive, isn't he?
Good to see you.
Welcome, sir. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for someone, and the innkeeper said you might be able to help.
Is that so? Who is it?
A wandering man at arms. He's a foreigner, a Pole. They call him Adder.
And the innkeeper sent you to me. How nice of him. As if the whole village didn't know already. Now he's going to tell everyone who just walks by. Who are you anyway? Some friend of his?
On the contrary, they sent me to find him. He's a dangerous cutthroat. I have to catch him before he hurts more people.
Christ, is that really so? He's going to murder my old man. He and the other men dragged Ada out of the village, saying they'll kick his ass. But now I'm more worried about them.
I heard you had some affairs with the Pole.
I beg your pardon? Did the innkeeper tell you that? That lying old bastard?
So it's not true?
Of course it's not. I mean, not that the Pole wasn't interested. He was looking at me all night at the inn, but I avoided him. If my husband noticed anything, I'd be in big trouble. But he got so drunk he fell asleep on the table, and I couldn't wake him up. So I got up and went home alone. Ada must be damn quick, because he beat me home and waited for me at the door.
What did he want? Did he hurt you?
No, and I don't know what he wanted either. He was drunk, and since he doesn't speak our tongue, I couldn't understand him. Then he hiccuped, fell to the ground and started snoring.
And what happened then?
He's a big man, so I couldn't move him. I just left him sleep there till morning. That's when my husband returned. And when he found him, he threw a fit. He thinks I had something with Ada. Me! Me! Who has been loyal to him all these years. If he'd taken one good look at Ada, he'd have seen it wasn't even possible. Ada was still dead drunk in the morning.
I'm sorry, but I couldn't help but notice. Is that bruise from the butcher?
He doesn't mean it. He just doesn't know what he's doing when he's angry.
I'll at least give you something for the pain. Here you go. A potion for the pain. It should help you quickly.
Thank you.
And where will I find your husband, Ada, and the rest?
Outside the village, in the direction of Kuttenberg. There's a lone tree in the middle of the field. You can see it from a distance. They said that's where they'd take him, so that no one can see them.
You said others went with your husband?
Aye. Some men from the village.
How many of them?
How should I know? 3? Maybe 4?
And did they have weapons?
They're no soldiers. But they carried axes.
That sounds like even more trouble. I hope we can sort it out peacefully.
Please, tell me they won't get hurt. My old man put them up to it. It's not their fault.
Don't worry. If I can, I want to settle this peacefully. I better go and see your husband. The sooner it's over, the better.
Hurry up, please.
Panie, mój Boże, wysłuchaj mnie. Całe życie mordowałem i ruchałem. Więcej razy paliłem kościoły, niż byłem u spowiedzi. Wybacz swemu słudze. Wybacz i pozwól mi jeszcze tylko raz wykastrować tych bezbożnych skurwysynów!
Shut up! No one can listen to your damn gibberish!
Twoja baba i tak do końca życia będzie pamiętać o mojej polskiej kiełbasie!
Oh, shut that gob of yours!
Ciebie i twoją matkę piekło pochłonie. Niech was piekło pochłonie!
Wait! Stop!
A co to za kutas?
What do you want? And who the hell are you?
Leave him alone and untie him.
Why would I do that? Do you know what that bastard did?
If you're talking about the rumors in the village, it's all lies. Nothing happened.
You don't know what you're talking about. That whoreson defiled my wife, my Eva, eh? He should be glad we're only gonna hang him. If I had my way, we'd castrate him as well.
I saw that mark you left on your wife's face. That was no accident, was it?
What are you on about?
You'll raise your hand to a defenseless woman, but you need a whole gang to take on a man.
That's got fuck all to do with you.
Trembling already, coward? Forget about all this. Go home and take your friends with you. And if I find out you've even looked at Ava the wrong way... You get me?
As you wish, she's all yours. But the cow is mine, and she's coming with me.
Oh, fuck.
Łopusty kurwy! Jebać was!
He's twitching too much. I'll have to cut the other end, on the tree.
Kurwa mać! Au! Kurwa mać! O kurwa. O kurwa, było blisko. Gdybym nie miał chociaż trochę krwiku. No to czemuż to przylał? Czego chcesz, młody? O kurwa mać. Mało brakowało. Kimkolwiek jesteś, masz krzepę. Ale teraz to sam bym wpierdolił tym gównojadom.
I reckon you want to know who I am, right? I'm Henry. Henry.
Henie, a dlaczego ty mówisz do mnie jak ten chłopcze?
Yes, that's me. Henry. I was sent by Dry Devil. He's waiting for you at the Devil's Den.
O, żeż kurwa! Czart żyje? To jeszcze go nie powiesili? Kurwa, patrz, głupim to szczęście sprzyja. Te kiepy niemyte ciągle się z nas śmieją. Kurwa mać! Aż mnie świerzbią ręce. Hej, młody! Daj mi jakąś broń.
Brony... What?
Broń! Rozumiesz?
A weapon? You want me to give you a weapon?
Tak, kurwa!
Look, you don't need a weapon right now. What for?
No jak to kurwa czemu?
You want revenge, right?
Gdzie tam ja? Spójrz na ten gębuś. Widziałeś kiedykolwiek człowieka bardziej miłującego pokój?
If you're playing innocent, you're not doing a great job. I'm not giving you anything. You can murder whoever you want in the Devil's Den, but now we need to go.
Ależ z ciebie jest cipa, wiesz? Gdyby to był Janosz, ten by mnie tak nie zostawił. A co z Janoszem? Przecież zostawiłem go tam na pastwę losu.
Janosz? You mean Janosz Uher?
No Janosz! W Myskowicach go schwytali.
You mean Miskovic? Janosz is in Miskovic?
Tak, Myskowica.
Fantastic. I'll go and get him, and we'll be at the Devil's Den in no time.
Ale do diabła, pojmali go!
He was what? Doesn't matter. I'll find him. You go to the Devil's Den.
No dobra. Ale tylko tego nie spierdol, kurwa.
That fucker's got more luck than sense.
You can say
fight. I'll help you out.
I've been waiting for you. Ah!
This'll be quick.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Whoa, whoa.
Slowly. Nice and slow. Have to go back. Have to go back. I'd say the map leads somewhere around here.
Oi! Huh? To hell with you! Do it!
Show what you're made of!
Watch out! I can't get a shot in. I'm here, fellas! What do you want? Kurva! With me!
Bastard had the same map on him like the one I bought from Krijan. What the fuck is this supposed to be? That treasure should be buried somewhere around here. I don't have a spade. Do you remember me, you cunt? You sold me that map.
Yeah, and what of it?
Do you know where that map led?
If I knew, then I would have found the treasure myself, don't you think?
There was no treasure. It led me to a pack of fucking thieves. But that's not all. I went through their pockets, and one of them also had a map. The exact same map. Can you explain to me how there could be two maps exactly the same?
How should I know? I just found that map and sold it to you. I don't know anything else.
Listen, I'm a nice enough fellow. I could make mincemeat out of you, but it wouldn't solve anything. We're both decent people, aren't we? Let's talk this over normally.
There's nothing to talk about.
Your pockets are probably empty. It's understandable. Got a family to feed, or maybe debts. But by robbing decent, God-fearing people, you're just paving the way to Hell's Gates. Are those few groschen worth eternal torture?
Probably not.
You see? Now what's the story with that map? Where did you get it?
I drew it.
What?
Yeah, I drew it.
But there was all kinds of writing on it. You don't know how to write, do you?
I do. I studied in Prague for a while.
Why did you leave your studies?
Money ran out. My parents helped with the fees, but once they passed, it got worse and worse. Now I'm trying to make money by building, and God willing, someday I'll return to the university. But that will probably take a long time yet. I'll make a little extra with those maps from time to time.
What did you use to actually draw that map? It leads right to an abandoned mine shaft. I don't believe you just made that up.
No. I found a similar one at school once in a book about my native region. I didn't really know much about it, so I just sold it. Except that money didn't last long. So from time to time I draw the map from memory and keep selling it. But in all that time, you're the first person to return and want their money back. The others just supposed they were looking in the wrong spot and let it be.
How many of those fake maps have you already sold?
I don't know. Whenever I get my hands on a piece of parchment, I draw one.
And you know that...
I know. It's not right. I'm sorry.
You sold me a worthless piece of parchment.
I'll give the money back, I promise.
You know what? You can keep it. But I have two conditions. You'll go back to university as soon as possible, and you'll stop cheating people. If you're lucky, the good Lord will forgive you.
It's nice of you to take care for others like that. You know what? When I have some time, I'll go to confession.
That's a good start.
And if you ever need a handy worker, drop by. Maybe I can teach you a few things.
I'd like to learn something.
What do you want to know?
I'd like to hear...
Fine.
I'd like to What would you say?
You won't. Hi. Danke und viel Glück für die Zukunft, mein Herr. Jugs here, big and small, jugs for sale, fair prices. Fine wares.